afternoon, YouTube. This is your man, my way choice page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, holidays is coming up. We just got off a big weekend. The Olympia weekend just ended, and I am talking here with Olympia competitor, and she's from the country of Canada. This is going to be my sixth or fifth person from Canada I got to interview with. It's an opportunity because I'm a big fan of female bodies from Canada. Just something about them, just like they have that combination of American and Europe to them. I mean, it's just something about it. So we have here the lovely IFBB pro, Miss Alyssa Coppolino. If I got a name wrong, she can correct me.
It's actually Alyssa.
Alyssa.
You got the last name part, which is really impressive. So
yeah. Yeah, it's fancy names, sometimes it's hard.
A lot of vowels, I know.
Yeah, and she competed back in 2018 in the Olympia, and the last competed in 2019. That was the Arizona Pro. We'll talk about her path in the sport of bodybuilding. Any plans coming back, or the big question is, how you get into such a masculine muscle sport?
Honestly, I think it starts with the people who are around you. I think I started sort of putting on a little bit more size. I didn't know much else. And the person that I was hanging around the most with was a power lifter and a strongman. So, I started lifting heavy right from the get-go. And I think that that has a lot to do with what I look like now. I think my shoulders and my legs, they come from like squatting heavy, pressing heavy. And I just thought it was way too cool to not be muscular. I went to a show to support a friend, and I thought that's how I want to look. And I kind of switched my focus from strength to aesthetics. So here we are.
And I remember I saw an interview you did a while back with a guy who become friends with me, Dave over at Female Bodybuilding Forum. Great channel. It's one of the few channels out now that's supporting y'all ladies, because there's not that many. If you're on YouTube, there's going to be 21 minute channels dedicated to the men. There's so few. Like there's myself, there's DD on the spot, there's Dave over there at FBB, also the FBB channel. And you ladies, you put in just as much work and time as the men. You don't get as much as money as you should, and it's more expensive as a competitor, because compared to the guys, you got to put on a banana hammock or a pair of board shorts.
It's true. It's nice to have people who do support us. And just appreciate the extra work. You know what? I will say we probably have to work a little bit harder, because I think there's a stigma with women in sport in general. And I think we have to work extra hard to be presentable, get ourselves out there, right? It's easy for a guy to, there's a lot of schmoes who just have, a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel that has more followers than me. And the guy has the same pose in the mirror every time, but it's a guy, right? So, I think a lot of women bring a lot more to offer to the sport. The female body is a very complicated thing. And I think us athletes have been through the ringer with trying to figure out our own bodies. And so I think we have a lot more to offer. And I think giving us a chance, I think we got to give us a chance.
Yeah, I believe you, because the fact is, I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I can remember. I talked about this a lot, because this is the guy who got me into it. And was my older brother. He played football here. I'm North Carolina. We're in our small town. He was a football star. He used to get the muscle max, like guys like Arnold, Lee Haney, Tom Plaza, those guys. And then I was getting a little older, getting to my teenage years. Getting about 10, 11, 12. You see women like Corey Everson and when Richard McLeish and that was like, I was talking with one guy, that was the golden age of women's bodybuilding. And then you get into Linda Murray, Laura Craybow, Vicky Gates, and that was the silver age. Now you have like people like Hella Trevino and the great Margie V. Martin, Audrey, Andrea Shaw.
Who's crushed it again, right? Yeah.
She's just wow. She's just like
beautiful.
And I got to meet ladies like stuff. I met people like Rashana Boswell, Sheena Olick, who I both did interviews with, and just y'all ladies, you have a passion for a sport. And and I gotta respect, yes, and also about you ladies, yes, when y'all pumped up, y'all muscled up, yes, we schmoes, we do get kind of, I remember I used to be on this, I used to go a lot of these like message boards where you guys be talking about. And this guy, he said like he used to always go to shows like that. One guy said, yeah, because when y'all age rock hard, we're rock hard. And it's just it's just it's not that when I'm making this content, the stuff I'm learning
Of
about what you
course.
yeah, because the fact is people see what the outside of it. And your experience, like when you turn pro, what was that feeling when they say, hey, you're now officially IFBB pro? When was that? I think it was like about 2017, 2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, I got my pro card in Vancouver, and then basically the next summer I did Toronto Pro. That was my debut, and then I won Vancouver in 2018, and then I went to the. But like when I got my pro card, it was really cool. I mean, I took a few shows. Some women, they go boom boom. They have a pro card. I did like 2011, 2012, took a year off, like 14, 15, and then I took another year off, and then I didn't compete again until like 2016, and then 17, and then so like it took me a while to get it, and so I felt extremely fulfilled, extremely excited, but nervous at the same time because I knew that like I may have been at the top of the pool at that particular time. I knew that the ocean of pros was much bigger, and so the work was only just starting. So it was another opportunity for me to prove myself, to get better, and to find new role models, and to take it more seriously.
Yeah, because like I've talked to a lady who was her name was Lindsay Malignanzi. She competed for 25 years before she got a pro card. I
Yeah.
just did an interview with a lady who become good friends with Mr. Love, Miss Leanne George, because she has my last name George, and she was 15 years. And I just recently I've been talking to a lady. Her name is Lada. I can't say her name right. It's one of those names that really difficult to say because she's from Czech Republic, and she competed for 26 years in the amateur,
Right.
and she just got a pro card at the Olympia amateurs
That's
just
awesome.
last weekend.
That's
And yeah,
awesome.
I mean, there's some people who like I've seen people like who hit their boom, bam, get a pro card, boom, bam, get a
Yeah.
pro card.
And it's easy, and I wouldn't say it's easy. They still have to work hard. It depends on the pool, right? The lineup there maybe in particular was a little bit less aggressive than maybe another year. And that's okay. Like it's your time, right? And like even with, when I won Vancouver, I did Vancouver again the next year and I came fifth. And I kind of look back at the pool and I was like, fucking right. Like there were that second year, that was a big group of girls, right? So you can't bring the same package every year because everything's shifting and evolving. So there's always work to be done.
Yeah, we have here one of my followers, my friend and partner. This guy, he's a weird one. You like his name. This is Balls Deep. He says, Balls Deep says, what up and salute. Appreciate you, Balls Deep. As usual, the same moniker. Chicago in here. Yeah, we know you're here, Balls Deep. Don't say, go and take pack on deck. I don't drink Balls Deep. You know that. Smash the like button. And he also says, he also is wondering, what else he's wondering? Other stuff is not gonna, I'm not agree. I'll show you because he's a sicko. He likes that. He says twerk some. I ain't gonna ask her that balls deep. Nah, I ain't gonna ask her that balls deep. But like I said, yeah, putting that work in is a thing. You have to like, and for you women, it's a little bit more for you because you have to be more presentable. You have to be more feminine. You have to, like I mean, back the day that women just had good old fashioned regular posing suit, and that's about it. Now
Yeah.
you have to have the sparkles, you have to have the diamonds, you have the colors, everything like that. You
It's
have hair and
everything.
makeup.
It's a pageant, basically. It's a muscle pageant on that day, right? Like everything is a sport up until the day you step on stage, and it's more of a pageant because the work has been done, and now it's about presentation. So it's a
Yeah,
lot at the end.
yeah, and like those divisions kind of like one thing, like with bodybuilding, all the divisions evolved from it, except for two, which is I would call the aesthetics of the division. That's wellness and bikini.
Yeah.
As bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, we just start out like almost like figure in a way, almost like bikini and like the
It's
figure,
pretty
but
darn close right now. Yep.
yeah. And then if you look at now, it's evolved. Like if you like, I was just talking with a lady who I become friends with. She's an amateur herself, and we're talking about how we seen a couple of ladies who are competing at the physique at the Olympia.
Yeah.
They are looking too close to that of women's
And
bodybuilding.
I think the judges did a good job of not having them in the top like
Five,
three.
five.
I'm gonna say three because I think Melissa Tyke, which she did mention that she was moving to women's bodybuilding. And I think that girl wants to freaking get strong and get bigger. I say she'll crush that division. So go do it, girl. All for it. I do think the judges need to not blur the lines so much. So you're right. I think they did a good job with the top three, top four, with saying like, this is what we want women's physique to look like. So kudos.
Because I was really everybody was rooting for Natalia. I was rooting for Brooke Walker. I was
Oh,
honestly.
me too, man. I am a huge Brooke fan. She is someone whom I've never met her, spoken with her, but I have watched her for years, and I love her physique.
Yeah, I think she has a great. She has that. She's from the South. Like she's from. I think she's from Alabama. She's from the South.
Arkansas, I think. Yeah,
Arkansas. I knew one
I
was
think
Alabama,
Arkansas. Yeah.
Arkansas. Yeah, whatever. But she has that big country girl hair look. Sarah. Yeah, she has a great physique, but excuse my language. Sarah look like that. That chick that she's that friend that one person had. You see, like, she's like, But Natalia, I just something about her. Never. I don't know. Something wrong with me
Yeah.
wrong. I just I don't know. But like I said, those divisions are starting to melt. Even if you look at figure. Some of those girls are getting to level like, as if you hadn't heard, next year the Arnold Classic is dropping figure,
Yep.
and just a while ago, one of my little birdies, I like to say, this is a name that my dear friend Des Espinosa, he calls me the Lord of the Wall, Protector of the North, and
Oh.
often, I have little ravens that sing me things. My little birdies sing me that, that
They bring you information from here and
yes, yes.
there.
They're my ravens, my little birdies, call me Jon Snow, the bastard. But now they're banging back the amateur show because there was no more, but about a couple of weeks ago they canceled it. And as you know, Arnold, I just growing up as a kid, I was a big fan of. I seen Conan Barbarian half a dozen times.
Who
Predator,
hasn't? Yeah.
Terminator, yeah. Arnold,
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah, like, I remember my friend in Conan Barbarian said, "Question your enemies, send for you. I can make the ammunition as the women." That's crumb. And then stuff I'm learning is that he's a complete asshole. And it's talking about the money part of it. But back in 2014, when they had the original Miss International, which was before the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic,
Yeah.
and I'm doing a lot of quotes and movie quotes because I'm a big movie buff, and one of my favorites is the whole Chris Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, and my part where what's his name? Liam Neeson was Ra's al Ghul, and he said to Bruce Wayne to take care of the enemy, walk quiet behind him and stab him in the heart. And Arnold did it to win bodybuilding in the Miss Natural, and then no more than a year or two later, the IFBB did it to them in the Olympia.
Yep. That was a pretty momentous change and wildly unfair. Um, it I'm not that I'm a feminist,
No,
but
because
I am all for fucking women, and I think a lot of more people need to respect what we do for sports, for the world, and accept it that we're going to bring in money. If you have us there, we will bring in money. And obviously money is what they care about at those shows, and give us a freaking chance, man. Like, we're going to bring the money. We're going to bring it in. So
yeah,
I don't know what I haven't spoken with people who know the underlying reason before it, but all I can say is they want bums in seats and they want money cash in hand. So I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
there's
know
a,
what goes into putting on a show. I've never promoted one, so I can't speak to it, but
I had a
there's a
friend.
lot of there's a lot of even regional shows that drop a lot of divisions, right?
Yeah,
Amateurs and pros. So
because I just heard recently that the Vancouver Pro dropped Physique
they dropped Physique 2 years ago.
years ago. Yeah, I mean, I just heard about recently because, like I said, I usually follow the shows because I wasn't too big fan of your division. I think it was like watered down women's bodybuilding, but in making this content, I kind of been more open minded and accepting to the division because I see that it's the division that's right now fueling female bodybuilding. I know, like Rashada Boswell, she was physique competitor. So was
Yeah.
Sina Oli.
Yeah.
So was Andrea Shaw. Several other ladies either did figure or physique because there's not that many pure female bodybuilders. I think the last
No.
is Helen Trevino, Irene Anderson, and just heard that Margie V. Martin just retired.
Yeah.
So I think Margie I saw in figure, I believe also. But there's no more true female bodybuilding. So it's just it takes certain divisions to fuel the next one.
I mean, I feel like Physique is a nice transition if you do want to get bigger and need the experience competing. I feel like it is, like you said, like kind of watered down. It is kind of like a nice fluid build to be women's bodybuilding. If size is what you're chasing and conditioning is what you're chasing, then I think Physique is great in order to stay fresh and relevant in the sport, because like day and age right now is like, if you don't have a social media following, you're going to have a harder time, sadly. But if you want to stay relevant and continue to grow, then I think Physique is a great, if you're going to use that category to grow. If you want to stick with it, like myself, I don't plan on getting any bigger. I don't want to change categories. I think I fit, like my frame, I think fits the category.
Mm-hmm. Who's your
So
little
I
buddy
don't,
right there with you? There?
this is my dog.
Uh,
This is my dog.
yeah, I love it. We lived in the country for a long time. We used to have
Yeah.
dogs, mostly mutts, but my sister had poodles. And they were. My mom didn't like dogs inside, but she let them come inside. 'Cause it was a little small.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, he's a good little buddy. Here's your little buddy,
He's
and
good.
yeah. A lot. I know it's a lot of female bodybuilders. Like I know a lady who's good friends of mine. She has dogs. And I mean, a lot of you ladies have dogs. You just dog lovers. I mean, I know some have some cats, but I think y'all big dog lovers too.
Dogs. Dogs. Dogs
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Here we hear my man, balls deep. Linda Murray is the GOAT.
She
Yes, I
sure
love.
is.
Here's this is a true story. I went to see. This is my. I went to my first Spider-Man show just this September, and it was the show in Savannah. It was the Linda Murray show. I was sitting in the row with the in the VIP section, and she was up at the front, and she turned around, she smiled at me. I took a picture of it. I seen the picture. It's a little blurry, but it's to see her, I would love to talk to her. But I did get to meet people like Annie Revicchio, who I used to be a big fan of back in the day.
Yeah.
I even took a picture with Lena Popa.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Also met Donna Salib, a couple other ladies who I follow. One lady who I didn't meet. I dare not speak her name on my channel because I have no
Oh.
respect for that. Yes, she is. She's like Voldemort. We do not dare speak her name on here. And the thing is
Who
about
shall
that.
not be named. Yes.
Yes, the one who should not be named. And the thing is about this sport is that you women do go to like my channel. When I started this channel originally was this is a true story about it. I was taking care of my mom, and
Mhm.
she was sick. She had seizures. She was sick, and I just needed something outlet to help me with her stuff. And I started doing content. I started making videos, stuff like that. And then later on, after she passed, I started doing the interviews and stuff like that. And it really, what I'm learning about you ladies will give me a lot of respect. 'Cause one thing is, I have this is why I dedicated my channel to you ladies. Because the fact is, I not just talk about women bodybuilding, I also talk about women in mixed martial arts and MMA. Because both y'all
Yeah.
ladies kind of have the same similar kind of path. You don't get as much recognition and respect compared to your male counterparts, but you put in just as much as work and time. And then there's the things about things that the women's body is different compared to men's. How it's a lot easier for guys like Big Ramy to put on muscle and size compared to a female because it's not in your nature. Because the purpose of men's life is to battle, breed, and to build. And you women, you're supposed to be soft and gentle. And these guys, you see women like yourself, you get big pumps of mother, and they say she's trying to be a man and trying to be a... No, she's an athlete. You're an athlete.
Yep. That's true. I think we each have our challenges, right? The guys, yes, they have natural testosterone and some additional help, but they have to fight their genetics too. And I think sometimes you either have the affinity for muscle or you don't, or you have the affinity to lose body fat faster or you don't. I think the grass is always greener, right? So, someone's always going to have a little bit more of a challenge than you are, but it's about working within your means. And yeah, we might have to work a little bit harder to put on muscle, but our categories don't require us to be big mass monsters like a Marcus Rule or a Big Ramy, right? So like we don't have to push those limits in order to be muscular, right? Those guys, they continually have to grow bigger because that's what the tickets want. That's what the judges want. I think our challenge is putting on enough size that to appease the judges while remaining feminine and keeping that nice, like you said, a softer feminine look, like the Linda Murray days, right? Where she had fantastic muscle, but had great skin and great smooth muscle, right? Like it was beautiful. So I think it's, when you start getting grainy and hard, you kind of lose that look. And I don't know, we all have our own challenges and differences and fights that we have to fight, right? Everyone's different.
Yeah, this is my man. He has a question to ask. This is my man. Balls deep again. He said, "What's your favorite gear to use? And if they feel like you have a favorite, just like I don't know, balls deep. You ask her."
I mean, I try to keep to the basics. I try to eat well. I do my cardio. I sleep. I take care of myself. I just came from a massage, and I don't think you need to be pushing too much stuff to get the results that you want to get.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I went there. I studied kinesiology a few years ago. Massage therapy because one thing is this is why I have respect for women because I was raised by my three older sisters and my mom. And I have respect for women. I used to work at a job in textiles with a lot of women, and one of my other jobs I used to work in a strip club and I used to do this like. I didn't get my degree yet because my car broke down and I couldn't get it. But I used to do little massages for the girls, and they liked it because they didn't pay me for it because it helps them out. Because that's one thing also part of the process is doing massages and stuff like that. My man Balls Steve says he once says you know salute to the dog. Yeah, salute to the dog. He also says good luck, beautiful,
Thank you, boss.
and said George is name dropping. Yes, because it's my channel. I can name drop
That's right.
whatever I
He can do what
want.
he wants.
My shit, man. And he says, say her name. Okay, it's Alyssa, right? I got it correct. Say it.
Alyssa, it is. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I learned, yo. And also, he says, if it would be possible more if it was CrossFit setting. And, CrossFit has been around for a good while. And, I remember back in the day, bodybuilding used to be on television when I was growing up. Like, you can catch it on NBC. You can catch it on,
I
uh,
remember watching fitness competitions,
yeah,
right,
especially
on TSN or Sportsnet, whatever it was. Yeah.
ESPN. We're here at ESPN for us, and then Fox Sports. But then
Yeah.
I think right about the early 2000s they pushed it out. They used to have strongest women on there,
Yeah.
and then eventually they pushed that out. You go out to ESPN now. Oh, they still got the typical sports, baseball, football, basketball there. But then you see
Yeah.
things like cornhole, and you're seeing
Yeah.
video
Bowling
games.
and
Bowling,
yeah.
well, bowling's been around for a long time. I know a friend.
Yeah.
He. I got a friend. His name is the great Mister Big Keith Williams. He really teaches me a lot of stuff about the sport. He's telling me some stuff. He recently just had surgery. He's doing well. Shout out to my brother Big Keith. I hope he's doing all right. And he told me how he started doing bowling. And I think he used to be playing professional football before he was a bodybuilder. And
Yeah.
and it's just that it's about what is popular at the moment. Poker is popular.
Yeah. I think also it's what's marketable. It's why you see darts on in early middle afternoons, right? It's an older generation likely watching darts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, it's marketability, right? Like again, this world that we live in is very capitalistic, and it's whatever the big companies can pull in the most advertising for, and it's whatever companies want to attach their horse to what cart, right? Do they want to attach it to cornhole, right? Where they're going to get, I don't know, X amount of advertising dollars from that, or they do want to attach their cart to women's bodybuilding. I mean, I would say women's bodybuilding would be a little bit more interesting, but I also think it would get a lot of flack, and I think it would get a lot of negative because I think people, men in general, women too, are still quite not ready for muscular women. You made a great point about CrossFit there, balls deep. I don't know what the secret is there. I think because they're doing what they insist on is a tested sport. And if there's some sort of feat of strength that they're performing, makes it different. I don't know. I don't think it's any different. I think a lot of the CrossFitters could diet and train up and change up their training a bit, and they'd look like women bodybuilders, right, in a category of their own. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know.
Well, I know of a bodybuilder by the name of Jenny Feldman. She started out at CrossFit, and
Yeah,
she became a bodybuilder. She just competed at the Olympia. She competed for. I think she's been a pro for the last 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Also, there was a bodybuilder by the name of Shannon. What's Shannon's last name? I remember her last name. She was a bodybuilder, but now she does CrossFit. I've seen a lot of some jump over. I've seen some competitors jump
And
back and
I've
forth.
seen Camille. She was like a Canadian CrossFit winner, one of the first. And she has now just had a baby, but she has done a couple bodybuilding shows, not bodybuilding, but like in the category. So I mean, like it's interchangeable. They have a strong diet, work ethic, a strong gym work ethic. It's a very similar mentality, except one you put on a tan and a bathing suit, and the other you put on a sports bra and short shorts and go and perform.
I think because they like the short shorts. We'll
Yeah.
show some pictures here from Alyssa's website. This is her at the Vancouver Pro. This is the year that you earned your pro card, right? You know, this is when you earned your Olympic qualification. Wow. Wow. I mean, you have a good physique. I mean, I think this is the physique they want to see more in your division. Good lines, good development, not too much of those, I can say, the muscle bellies. I'm still learning some of these terminologies. Very, more soft feminine lines, but still a good amount of muscle development.
Yeah, I think I still, in those pictures there, to me, what stands out is my upper body still isn't where it should be or where it is even now. So upper body development, I think, needed to come up in those photos. And again, like the people I was up against, I didn't need it that day.
Now,
I think from my last show, I just needed a little bit more conditioning. But
yeah, that was 2019. Because I remember that was the year I think Sheila Blex jumped over to women's
yeah,
physique because she was a
that's
body.
when she won, or she came second at that Vancouver. So I did a Vancouver Pro in 2018, and then I did it in 2019.
Hmm. And like I said, there's so many few shows now because there's a show now in British Columbia over it's the Island
Island,
Showdown.
yeah,
Yeah,
the Island Showdown.
yeah, because I know even Montgomery, me and her been talking back and forth. She competed there, got her pro card. She was the only competitor, but
Yeah,
her people said wasn't sure it's going to be back, but is back. So if ladies or anybody who interested, maybe try to do that show, hey, you
yeah,
live close to the Vancouver area, hey, do it because hey, And this is
yeah,
some pictures here. Wow, that's I think it was in Arizona.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, and we also here she is. She got is that what kind of pie is that?
What kind of? I don't know what picture you're looking at. I can't see.
You can't show you.
No.
It's. I thought it showed. It's a you have a pie. It's like a. It looks like it could be. It's either. Wait a minute. Let me. I thought. Oh, wait a minute.
Probably. I'm probably eating something.
I mean, wait. I'm sorry. I thought I didn't
That's
realize.
okay.
I thought I put the pictures up. Let me show you. I just.
Oh yeah, that was over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, folks. I had a little faux pas. StreamYard is. What kind of pie was that? I was going to ask
Oh,
you.
that's just good old Costco pumpkin pie.
Oh, pumpkin. I'm from the South. We don't eat pumpkin. We eat sweet potato pie. That's sweet. But
Okay.
folks,
Yeah.
I want those pictures at video again. I apologize because I thought the thing switched over. It's
That's okay.
StreamYard is a pain in the ass some days. Yeah, this is from
So
her.
that was 2018 when I came fifth.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
okay. Yeah, and
Yeah, sorry, 2019.
2019. All right, and like I said, you look really presentable. I mean, you have a great physique, great lines. Like I was saying earlier. I forgot to switch it over like I was supposed to. My fault. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the feedback I didn't really like the feedback was I think my upper body needed to come up a little bit more, which absolutely. And looking at like who won that show, I just needed overall size.
yeah, and then you were somebody like Sheila Black, who was a bodybuilder coming over the physique.
Yeah.
Sheila always had that kind of lean look to her, and I think it was it's tough to beat somebody who's been long competing as she is, especially she's been in Olympia quite
Yeah,
a few
she's got
times.
the experience, the muscle maturity, right? So
And here's some pictures from the Arizona Pro.
yeah.
Right here. This is from the back. Yeah.
I was particularly proud of that show because to the left of me there is Heather Grace.
Oh yeah,
And
Heather Grace.
I
Yeah,
have
that's a.
followed again Heather Grace for so long. And that show, she came 10th and I came 9th. So I know. And I mean, I was stupid proud.
Yeah. And also, if you're interested, Alyssa is online coaching. Alyssa, I'm sure it's a question, and she trains and coach. And if you're interested in being coached by her, you can
Yeah.
check out her. I left her information in the
The
in
YouTube
description.
description there.
In
Yeah.
the description, reach out, reach her out. But here's my rule, guys. I know she's an attractive young lady. You saw the pictures. she gets that little
A
knob between
flutter.
your, yeah, a flutter. But here's my rules. I keep telling you, sick freaks out there, no D pics.
That's
Don't
right.
don't
I'll
send that
screen
shit.
that shit. I'll screenshot
I
it.
mean, it actually it's funny. Like when guys talk about, yeah, these chicks are too muscular, yeah, and then there be same guys be like, wow, I'm like like the kind of guy like, hey, I don't know what this guy knowing down into this girl because I think she's sexy, and I'm just no, this is it's funny about that. Like myself, I'm a fanny lady. I get comments like they ask me like, man, are you gay? I said, wait a minute. I mean, okay. Oh, I do have a little fan, a man crush on Vin Diesel. That's a different situation.
That's
But
it. That's totally
yeah,
different.
yeah, that's one different. But I have, me as a younger, when I was younger, yes, I do find y'all very attractive. I still do, but I have more of respect for you as athletes.
Of
You are
course.
you are still women. People gotta
Right.
forget that y'all still women. Y'all still, some. It may not be everybody's cup of tea,
Yeah.
but you got to respect it. But we got some comments here. We got a man, KLA the Wanderer. Shout out to my man KL. He does content too. It's not easy for women to gain muscle, but some of them do take it. It's just as much as the men do, and in my opinion, it's respect to him. Also, he says, but I think she looks great. You got a fan here, and
Thank
my
you.
man Balls Deep says blessings to the chat and to KLA. He says, balls deep, you all the Rage Your Page fan. Yeah, appreciate that, man. And and like I said, yeah, it's just funny how people treat you ladies because you are athletes. You come in, you compete, you work hard, you do basically you do about the same things as much as the man, but still at a different level. Because
Yeah.
like this,
And
you
I'd
know,
be willing to bet, like early on in social media days when Serena Williams was doing her thing, or gosh, just, you could name a whole bunch of other athletes. I'm sure there were just as many men doing that too, but I think that's on them. I think that's an insecurity and a disrespect that they have for women in general. I don't know. I think that's their problem. That's not an us problem. So they can keep doing it, but it looks really fucking shitty on them. Sorry. It looks really crappy on them. So, I mean, I just see it as like you're just a very small, pathetic man who needs to assert themselves
ooh,
by doing that. So, who knows?
ooh,
Right? Big
ooh.
words, big words.
Big words, yeah. And that's the thing is about it, this is one thing about it is there's a lot of sexual aspects of it. Like I know
Yeah.
some ladies who I follow, they do certain campsites, do websites, do this,
Yeah.
and
And
even
I don't care about that. That's cool. If, right now, day and age, right now, it's really hard to make money.
mhm.
And as long as you're not hurting anyone or you're completely secure with yourself and go do it. Like I've got a couple friends who, are hardcore about their camming, and go for it. If that can bring you in more money than what I'm doing with my serving job, I wish I had the balls to be that into it and do it and spend the time to do it.
Yeah, the thing is, even on that end, men still make more money than women.
Yeah.
Because there is like I know a guy. He's an amateur men's physique, and he's been reached out by gay dudes about sending him pictures like that. I remember my dear friend Mr. Big Key told me a story about Jay Cutler. How Jay
Yeah.
Cutler would like he'll take and sell his used shirts like stuff his workout stuff and send it to dude. One time this dude he took a shirt was one of his tank tops. He sprayed it with water. He sent it to the dude. The dude said it didn't smell like him. So what he did every time he works out, he wear like two or three shirts, like under his workout clothes,
Yeah.
so he can have. And that's the thing about that. Yeah, it's a fetish. People,
Yeah.
people,
And
even
that's
though
cool. You just don't need to broadcast it. Like especially like if they want to keep I think the respect is like enjoy your things in private, and then what's in public doesn't need to be, it can be for everyone. But I'm cool with however people make their money, and I'm cool with fetishes. Like everyone, there's a thing for everyone out there,
mhm,
right? Like there's something for everyone. So exploit it, but you don't need to start bringing people down.
yeah. And thing is, he was man, KL, the dog one part of the interview too.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wants in. He's
he's
jealous.
cute. And and I think he also says, "I think the dog got something to say." Yeah, and Ballsy says, "You're cute," And we got here. This is one a new person. I don't know who is this. He just popped in. Sexy body. I don't his name. I don't know how to say it. I'm not gonna pronounce it. And
Gavisha.
I think like I said, thank you because I was gonna say gesundheit.
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, sexy back. But yeah, she has a nice back. And like I said, yeah, it's just about this sport. It's been undergone for a long time. Especially the divisions, especially women's bodybuilding. How people are always saying, okay, oh, this sport's going to end. It's going to end. But you know what? As long as people go to the shows, uh, support the athletes, do whatever do try to give y'all ladies opportunity to
Yeah,
represent yourself.
absolutely. And I think it's great how, you can pump, you know, PayPal or like sending someone like a little bit of a gym fund or like go buy yourself a new bikini or put this towards your next travel trip or just like something to help because there isn't money for women in the sport. Like the men's 212 at this past Olympia, like Sean Clarita made $400,000. And
Heidi Chopin made $400,000.
that's right. And Natalia Coelho, who just won women's physique, I think she only walks away with 50. Right. So, I mean,
And
like,
so does
that's a big difference. So,
Andrea. Well, at least with Andrea, she did it on Rising Phoenix. She does get a car,
yeah, she got the
and
car. And I
it
mean,
puts
you could
money.
sell that and make 80 to $100,000 right there.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's like it shouldn't be that divisive, I don't think.
yeah. I've talked about some challenges. One thing is, okay, you do a show. I mean, that's why some promoters won't have men's show because guys won't go with their place. Oh, if there's anything under
For
twenty
less
five dollars,
than, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But women could doing shows. They're getting no more than I think the most show. I think Melissa got $15,000 at the Texas Pro. I
Yeah.
know Natalia got $20,000 at Pittsburgh because
Yeah.
some like Sarah Vilgas, he stepped up. I heard that Andrew
Right.
Shaw is planning on
And like
promoting the show.
those smaller shows, that's cool. Like it's a smaller show. It doesn't need to be a huge purse.
Hmm.
Right. That makes sense.
But you think it shows like the Olympia, which is the biggest show,
I
if
mean, I feel like the I think it was like $95,000 was the total pot or like total purse for that division, for the women's divisions anyway. And I mean, that's not an insignificant amount of money, but considering like those girls competed maybe a couple times that year and a full year and the amount of travel and expenses, right? Like,
posing suits, food,
yeah,
air,
like
everything. I mean,
to make money for someone else.
and then like think about it, like I said, like posing suits. Your posing suits can cost anything from anything to about a couple of $1,000s. You're paying rent, mortgage. You're paying. It could be this thing. I talk about this. You as a pro, you get because I know you keep your pro card active just in case you want to come back, and that's like about $300 every year,
Yeah.
and that money should be going into something like okay, uh, health benefits,
Yeah.
Okay, a pension.
Yeah.
I know like one thing I talk with some inmate fighters how they don't have health care to their fight on the fight day, and then
Yeah.
everything else is out of their pocket. And you got to think about it. These are people getting hit, and and sometimes they have a difficult time afterwards.
And
Unless
I
like
mean, it is our choice to be in this sport, right? No one's holding a gun to our head saying you have to compete. So, you have to make sure your finances are in order first, right? Like during 2020, I wasn't working as much. And therefore, 2021 wasn't going to be a success because I hadn't made any much money in 2020, right? So it wasn't going to make financial sense for me to compete in 2021. And then this year, I'm basically just back on my feet now, and I'll be able to probably fund a whole prep for myself for the upcoming year. So, I mean, you have to be smart about it. You can't be upset that promoters can't provide as much because they're in just a similar financial hardship as the rest of us too. But I think, keeping in mind that women still bring something to the table is important.
yeah, I can understand because like I said, 2020 was a mess. I mean, that was
Yeah.
the year I lost my mother because she got the virus. I know in Canada, I know gyms were closed down, restrictions. I know some ladies want to do shows, but they said they had to get the vaccination. And it's funny, I was talking to one friend. He said, "I don't want to get the vaccination." Well, you take gear, so you worry about vaccination? I got my shot. I even got my pneumonia shot just right after I got my second COVID shot. And
Yeah.
it's just funny how you know, people choose one thing, but this is an opportunity. You might take a chance. Like when we talk
Yeah.
about, I just saw an interview with Melissa. Also, she did an interview with Dave. How she said that she's waiting for the judge to tell her where she go up, but you shouldn't have to wait for somebody else to tell you where you want to go up.
No.
You are really getting to the point where you need to make your own decision. And
Yeah.
like I said, she last year she did sixth place. This year she was eighth. And I saw her and in Ashley Jones. Like I sent you, if you check your phone, I sent you a little picture of them together. And those women realize that your division is crowded. There's
Yeah.
about,
Very.
I mean, I do talk about when they have shows, and sometimes I have to, do separate videos when we have the physique division because sometimes there'll be 30 girls in the show. And I say, dang, I can't talk about all in one video. It'll be so long. So I
No.
have
Come
to,
on.
yeah, I have to say, okay, I'm gonna do one video for the female bodybuilders, one video for the physique competitors, and just I want to give context and get attention to you ladies.
Yeah. Good. No, you're doing a good job. And I think that's all you got to do is keep posting up stuff and keep creating awareness, right? And relevancy.
Yeah, that's good. My man Boss Day said he's actually question. Can train me anytime? Also, my man KL, he says I wouldn't say no D pics, just to talk to her. Yeah, thank you,
That's
KL.
right.
And also, he does content also, so he's wondering, what if someone wants to interview her? Would it be possible? Like I said, KLA, her information description. If you are genuine about doing an interview with her, she's a really cool lady. I mean, talking with her, we're talking back and forth, on IG and get a chance to meet her. I would say give her an opportunity to tell her story because I think this is why I like to do this stuff. This is why I like talking. Like, even though I would love to talk to someone like Andrew Shaw, I love to talk to someone like Margie V. Martin, I love to talk.
But you'll
You
get
know,
there, right? You
I
just
get there, I get there. But talking to
keep
you ladies who are like,
the low hanging fruit first, and then
yeah,
and then you
climb
can
the
get to
tree.
the top.
Start first.
That's
Like I
right.
say,
Yeah. I'll be a low hanging fruit for
yeah,
you.
you're not alone. You're a nice piece of fruit too. And like I
There
said,
we go.
right now you're talking. I have some several personalities. Like I said, I'm the Lord of the Wall. Commander of the North. Also, I'm the perfect sage. Yeah, yeah. And then there's the I had to bring him out. There's the
Yeah.
other guy.
There.
Hello, Lisa. You know, I'm a particular type of criminal. You know, I just have a skill set, particularly for this type of work. But you are beautiful. I had to do it. I know you guys thinking of, I know Kale talked shit about it. I know Ballsy talking shit, but I got to do it because I love that version of the Joker. I mean, I grew up with Cesar Romero. I grew up with Jack Nicholson, but Heath Virgin was just wow. I actually saw it when the movies when I went to saw it, and he just kind of just blew. I mean, I still got in my room. I got a poster from with the why so serious because one thing I love his one part we says like this. My father was a drunk and a fiend, and my mother never liked it, not one bit. And truthfully, my father was a drunk and a fiend, but he was my father. I loved him. And we would love to see you compete, and we love to see you come back. Like I said, ladies like you, I would say, the ladies who have done with these ladies, you are the people who have your boots on your ground, 10 toes down. You're the ones who keep the sport going. Yes, the Andrea Shaws, the Natalia Cuejos, like that. But if it wasn't, they had to start on the bottom, climb the top.
We got to keep him fighting for that position, right? I mean, champions are going to fall and there's going to be new blood that comes into the pool. And all we got to do is we're just fighting for that top spot. And the harder we fight and the harder we come on, it makes it a show. You know what I mean? Like when you've got top 3 or 4 girls fighting for one position, like that makes good entertainment. So, I mean, I think what the media could do is provide more insight into the sport, right? And how hard we do train so that it is exciting. Like these women who do, like Brooke did a really good series like leading up to her show, right? She did like every week, like this many weeks out, this is my workout, this is my progress. And I think that's great. I think it keeps people interested. And I think it creates like a hype, right, leading up to the Olympia or whatever show. So I think more of us need to do that and not be afraid to grow our social media and put ourselves out there. And people like you need not be afraid to produce content like this. So I think we're all doing our part, right?
Yeah, because I know Margie, she did, because she did a thing for, not Margie, Andrea, she did a thing for her because she signed with Mutation, I think it is, and she did
Mutant.
also,
Yeah.
she did a Mutant, she did a thing where she's talking about her progress. I watched it a few times, I watched some of the stuff because, like I said, I'm a big Margie fan. I think she's amazing. Lady. She's had a
Yeah.
birthday yesterday, 39 years old. I mean, you wouldn't think it. And
No.
it's just you ladies, you do need to be recognized. You need to be respected. You need to be more opportunities for you. The pay should be better. There should be more shows for you. But everybody's going to look at the divisions that really think that we make money on. Of that is the Tanzania divisions, that's wellness and bikini.
Bikini. Yeah.
My man, KL, he also says like this: watch the Robert, not it's Pattinson, not Peterson version of, but no, didn't see it. Nah, I didn't really see the Bat Rob. I like I said, I love Christian Bale as Batman. I wasn't too big a fan of Ben Affleck. People were talking about the whole fight scene in the warehouse, but hey, so did Christian. He had a good fight scene in the warehouse. But to digress, but you yourself as a competitor, as you've been competing as long as you have, what would you love to see change for your standpoint in the sport of bodybuilding?
I think we touched on it a little bit. I think a little more clear cut judging on like between figure and physique, and then physique and bodybuilding. I think that would be nice just to get a clear, this is what we want. And I think like slowly they're narrowing it down. Like I feel like they're like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah, I mean, at the local level, I think I'd like to see not so much crossover in divisions. Like there's a lot of women who are getting their pro card in figure and in physique. I don't understand that. And that to me says that the lines of judging are too blurred, right? You can't look the best in figure and look the best in physique. That doesn't make sense. So I think that needs to be cut out. That doesn't make sense.
Well,
I know they're just trying to pump out pro cards, but why?
I just saw, is it the Romanian Muscle Fest, just about I think last month, there was a woman who won both in women's physique and women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and and like you're thinking, wait a minute, I mean,
that's two different divisions. How do you look good for both of them?
And you're thinking like this. I know one lady, she's she competes as a bodybuilder, and I told her, do that show because it could get your pro card. But sometimes you can tell people you can lead the horse a while, but you can't make it think. But it's just like even when they were like at the Arnold. I remember I like to say I don't watch the Arnold because the fact is it does not have real women's bodybuilding anymore, not even physique. But I was watching some videos from behind the scenes at the show, and you could never like Mitchie Trescott and Jessica Padilla, you couldn't tell there was two different divisions. They looked like if they, even though one's figure, one is fitness, they look like they could have been physique.
I agree. I mean, I agree.
Yeah. So, folks, we're not going to hold up Alyssa too long, and she's a wonderful lady. Very intelligent young woman. We would like to see her in the future. Maybe go back to Olympia again. As a content maker, I would like to say this to anybody out there who is listening, follow my channel, follow my content, who knows I'm a man who is a fan of these ladies, who support them in their paths. This is what we need to see more out of, not just as competitors, but also the people who are involved in the sport. We need better things for them, especially financially wise. Find a way to ease off the pressures on their pockets. Bodybuilding, even though it's not seen as a sport, it is a hobby sport, but still, if there's a way like, okay, let's, for one thing, during the off season, give them a little stipend, like maybe a couple $1,000s a month. That could help out. Apply for even if you look at organizations like the NBA, WNBA, Major League Baseball and football, they have unions, and if people can come together, that's one thing. Probably is bodybuilding, even though it's considered it's individual sport, it's still people come together. People have to, I know people are more worried about their short-term money, but she also be worried about your long-term money. And people like Alyssa and all the other ladies who have been in the ground, the ones who are not, like I say, the upper epsilon competitors, but still are the ones who had to boost the ground to keep the sport growing, need to support them and help them on the path. This is one thing my man KLI says, does she aims to grow bigger, or she's happy with her physique? And I think she said that before. You want to stay where you at because you feel
For the
comfortable.
most part, yeah. I know like my lower half, my legs are pretty big. So I think a little more size in my lats and in my delts. But I mean, I don't want to like explode, you know what I mean?
You want to get like, oh, yeah,
I don't want to look like a house or anything.
yeah. Well, like I said, I'm about as big as a house, but yeah, but yeah, but this is what I would love to do if I could, if I had the means, the way to do it. I would love to approach someone like you, Alyssa, say, what, Miss Coppolino, I would love to get you into the next level. I want to sponsor you as an athlete. Whatever you need. If you need something for this or that, I'm happy to do that. But there's some guys out there, you out there, you say, Alyssa, you're a pretty girl, yeah. Just you do me a favor, I do you a favor. No, don't do that.
For the love of the sport, right? Right.
Yeah, don't do that. Be like someone generally said, like Miss Coppolino, I want to help you. I want to see you grow as an athlete. If anything, that's what we need to do. And there's guys out there who have the means, the way to do it.
Yep. There are good guys out there. I mean, I've had a couple, who are like, here, hopefully this helps. And it does. Like I said to you earlier, it's like, even if it's like a membership for my gym that month, or an order of chicken breasts for that month, or something like that. That's helpful. That's immensely helpful.
Yeah, because I know a while back I sent some package like I told you, I would love to see a care package, but you live on another side of the world. It's hard to do, because it costs more to send delivery stuff. But I say, well, I know some ladies who I send packages to. It's not like stuff they want, but it's always something they can need and use,
Totally.
and they appreciate it. Sometimes what it does, that could save you a few dollars in your pocket. You can put it towards something else. But like I said, this is what the thing is. Your feelings. When you get back on that stage, what's that feeling when you're on that stage? You're tanned up, you're shredded, you're pumped out. The guy in the back, he's like going, you get up out there. What's that feeling like?
Like I feel so calm on stage. In real life, I'm not someone who wants to have the attention on me. I don't like when people are like, oh, do you lift? And like, I really don't like that attention. But the one time that I want to be noticed and recognized is when I'm on stage. So I get very calm and I just know my job when I'm out there. I'm a little nervous and like anxious leading up to that show, but right now my nerves, ideally I'm like 20 plus weeks out from some shows. And right now I'm nervous because it's been 2 years, almost 3. It will have been 3 years. I'm nervous, but it's like a good set of nerves. It's like you're ready nerves. So right now it's good nerves. When I get backstage, I'm like, and then when I'm on stage, I'm like, I'm the fucking queen.
Well, once again, to quote my favorite movie, The Dark Knight trilogy, and when Thomas Wayne's your son Bruce, why do we fall, son? Because we learn to pick ourselves up.
It's true.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and also the man Vin Diesel said, "Be a yard or a mile, a win's a win."
It's true. Win is a win. I'll take it.
Yeah. You take it anywhere you get it. But folks, like I said, we do appreciate her coming through, share her story, give us education by herself and her experience in the sport. I think the thing is, my man KL like to ask a question. He's my man KL says like, I could chip you in a few to her Cash App. Well, she lives in Canada. She don't have a Cash App.
No Cash App.
No Cash App. Not everybody has Cash App. Most countries don't do it, but she does have a PayPal. It's in the description with her other information. She's also a coach and a trainer. So if you genuinely want to be coached by her, no balls deep, nothing like the other stuff you want to talk about. Nah, she's not going to do that. But you never know. But reach out to her for information. If you can, like I say, won't be long for tax times coming around. If you got a few extra dollars, brothers, hey, the note to her. But here's the thing is, here's my rule. And I'm going to keep saying this. I know it's hard-headed, but no D pics, guys. These ladies don't want to see that. They don't want to see your tallywhacker. They don't want to see your.
You send me dick pics. I send All the Rage George the dick pics. So
no, hell no.
Want to see it.
Hell no. This true story happened to me. This lady I'm confronted with, her name is Marianne Wachowski. She's IFBB pro also. She's in Physique. And me and Marianne, we meet. Also, I met another Warrior Feder Canadian, Amanda Snooks, this summer at an event. And we and her were on IG one time, and we were just talking, having conversation, talking. And next thing you know, this guy he wanted to join, and during the middle of the IG, he pulled his pants down.
No.
Now, if I want to see that, you better have some chick there, and you better be. It gotta be Sarah J. Somebody there. No, I'm not gonna see. I don't want to see your shit. Now, I played football as a kid. We took showers. Hey, that's one thing. But I'm not. That's not me, man. Hey, it may not be the ladies. It may not be the '80s, but I'm down with the ladies. But
no, unwarranted, not wanted.
Yeah. So anyway, do you have anybody you want to shout out to? Friends, family, anybody? You right here. Shout out your little puppy there. You want?
I mean, I'm just grateful for people like you, you and David, who just spend their time appreciating and applauding. Yeah, that's right. Applauding the girls. And I think the more fans, true fans that we have, I think the better. And the more awareness that you bring to the sport. So kudos to you, my friend.
Well, thank you, lovely. I do appreciate your support.
Yeah.
Like I said, you ladies, like I said again, you are an athlete. You're still a woman, but you're also an athlete.
Yeah.
And you deserve as much as you put into sport as any other male competitor. It's like I said, it's not fair that, ladies, you have to put in all the work in just so you don't get as much appreciation. And it's even a little, hey, come on. Promoters out there, you can shave a few $100 off of a guy's prize money and put it to the women.
That's right.
Yeah, you could do that. It's not going to kill them. They can,
they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. They'll be all right. Come on. But like I said, we do appreciate you. We want to say thank you. We say good luck to you.
Thank you.
If you ever want to come back on, hey, I'm here. I got a lot of free time. I got nothing else to do. I'm single. I'm a bachelor. But like I said,
yeah,
ladies, hey, you gotta be a female. No fakes.
That's right. We'll bring you the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. But like I said, this is what I said. I will say again: if you are someone out there, be whoever you are, and you have the means and the way to support athlete like Alyssa here, and genuinely reach out to these ladies. Don't be looking for something that's not there. Don't be trying to push up. No. Don't do that. Just be somebody saying, you know what? I want to see this person succeed in their path as an athlete. And, I want to see them grow. And like I said, if you can do that, genuinely do that. Don't be looking for something. Just do it because, like I said, I want to see you grow as an athlete. I want you to see you grow as a competitor. I want you to go to the next level. And I don't want anything out of it but to see you be successful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I plan on it.
Once again, to quote another scene from the Dark Knight Begins, you don't never have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that because it teaches me to be humble.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, awesome. Anyway, I'd like to thank the lovely Miss Coppolino for coming through. We like to shout out my man KLA, the Wanderer, my dude Balls Deep. He's a freak. But as said again, if you're interested in just being in contact with Alyssa, if you want to even interested in being coached by her, if you are a competitor who is looking for a good coach, reach out to her. And also her PayPal is in the description. So if you want to donate, if it's like $20, $30, like be it $20, $30, that's what, something like that. She can, that will help her in her path. But as I'm going to say, no D-pics. Stop that. Women, that's borderline sexual harassment. Women don't like that.
That's right.
It's 2022, about to be 2023, guys. We're not 16-year-olds in mama's house. We're grown. We're grown folks. We're grown here. We're grown here. But like I said, again, I thank her for coming through, sharing her story. This is, like I said, I hope a good luck in the future. Maybe we'll get to see her do the Olympia again. They just announced that they're moving back to Orlando.
Back to Orlando.
Yeah, they should have kept it there anyway. Because
in November too, I think too.
Yeah, that's kind of a little soon. I mean, I think the qualifications ends usually around November. After that,
we've got some work to do, don't we?
You got some work to do. So get your boots on the ground. Keep going.
That's right. Boots on the ground. Here we go.
Yeah, 10 toes down.
Thank you, George. I love you.
I love you too. I love you, man. I love you. Like AJ, folks, appreciate you
All
coming
right.
through. Share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Support and follow the lovely Alyssa Coppolino. And like I said again, this is your man, Always Yours page, aka the Emperor. If you're about to talk, don't like, subscribe. We're out. Have a good afternoon.